Okay, hey guys. Since the day of projects around here, just got done working on a Jeep. You can catch that video. I don't know, maybe I'll put a box on it. I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to just give you a quick update of some other projects going on. So this pole, you have heard me talk about it before. This pole used to stand over on the corner of my house over there, right around where that pickup truck is. But one day my wife, my beautiful wife, Mrs. Seed Spreader, she was backed into one of our vehicles and hit the pole. And the pole had been in the ground long enough, and it's a heavy-duty aluminum pole in really good shape, but below ground, where it had met up with the concrete, it had corroded and it came crashing down. So it was one of those big halogen nightlight things, and I decided while it was down that I was going to do a couple things. So number one, I have it hooked up to a switch inside the house so you can turn it on. So even though it had a dark sensor on it, I had it hooked up to a switch so you could turn it on, and so I can turn that on or off. But if I turn it on, then the light has to be on. So at the base of this, I'm going to put in a plug first, so that'll activate from the switch in the house, and I'm going to put up from that a circuit to turn the light on. So I will be able to, most of the time the light will be left on, and I'll just be able to switch it on from the switch in the house, and it'll come on at dark. If I leave it on, go off. But in this instance, I want to be able to do Christmas lights and that from the plug there. So I want to be able to flip those on and flip those off also, but not necessarily have this light on. So I got a new LED light that I'm going to install, and basically I created this this white plate you see here. I bought some steel and I cut that out. This mount came with the kit. It's got a U-bolt on here, so I cut this out, drilled it, painted up. I drilled the pole, wires coming up through the neck where the LED is going to go. I'm going to put a cap on it. I'll give you guys an update of what that looks like here in not too long. Okay, we're working on putting up our LED light pole. So see the electric cable that was out here before. Pole used to be out over here somewhere. Got hit, backed into, went over. Now we're using it as an opportunity to become more efficient. Right now we have to be efficient at cutting roots, because that's what we're getting into. So we're moving it a little closer to the house. We'll also have a plug on it so that we can put up Christmas lights and turn them on and off and that sort of thing. So pretty cool. Okay, we are working on installing this light right here on this pole. So we ended up creating that bracket and fastening this onto here. Took a, what was that, a 3-inch? Yeah. 3-inch Schedule 40 cap, cut the edge off as a top cap, and here's where we're gonna put this in. Send that right down in here. Out today, but Lord willing, we'll get this done. So we just tested the electricity. The light is working well. Now we've got this sono tube over here that we're going to cut down the size, and then we'll run the wire up and get this thing set up. Noah built a wooden box to go around the pole, so that once we get it set in the concrete, we'll use some 2x4s to stabilize it while it sets up. Okay, as you can see, we've cut our sono tube to put our concrete in. We've put a little hole down here in the side, and then we put the sono tube over the conduit, bent it into there. We're gonna get some concrete down in here, and then and yes, the conduit's gonna come up through the concrete right there, and we'll tie it in after we put our pole in. We'll use the box that Noah put around it to put 2x4s and stabilize it, and hopefully we'll get this light up and you can see what that looks like. Aluminum pole, white cap, brown. You know, could we have done a better job matching it? Well, this is really sort of the available colors, so I think it'll be fine. But we tested the light, it works. I'm looking forward to getting it set up so that we can use it. And then here's Noah. We're gonna mix up some concrete and we'll get back to you. If you are aware of my saga, I had this light pole behind me. Was originally like out in this area here or so. And it was hooked up and when we first moved here. Anyways, that ended up getting hit and it knocked over and shattered the old halogen, night halide light, whatever they are, sodium, whatever they are, I don't know. But anyways, I installed a new, and that's 100 watts of LED. Supposed to, I don't know, 9,000 lumens, 11,000, I don't know. I'll give you the specs. I'll post what I did. But anyways, you can see I put this sono tube in here, filled it with concrete. I also put in this bit of conduit that then comes up. And right now it's just tied in right over here. We've got this brace that Noah built to go around it. And we've got it all leveled up now. Got a little dirt on my concrete, but the dirt will wash off. It's still fairly smooth. Normally we don't have an outdoor light on all night. It's light pollution. It's generally not needed. We do have cameras on the house, so you see, it's always fun right there. Right there. We have cameras all around the house that have infrared, so we can see what's going on outside. That's not an issue for us. Noah just got done cleaning out the concrete that we had mixed up, and so we're going to let this set overnight. Then we'll come back and finish the conduit and hooking up the light. And right now, flip this around so you can see. Right now, there's a hole where the wires, oops. Let's try this again. There's a hole where the wires come out right here. We're gonna relocate that hole over here. We'll cover that up. Relocate that hole over here and put the plug in, the other switch, and the wire then will actually go inside, which is where it's hooked up, and it comes out into that. I drilled that arm up there, right up here, and ran the light up through, and then you can see the right in there, the connection for the light. So everything's leveled up and ready to go, and we'll let it set and then pack in some more dirt around it and see what we get. So thanks for joining my TED Talk. All right, so yesterday, me and the boys finished this project out of the light pole. So remember, we had this light pole, had one of those old, dusk-to-dawn, halogen type, sodium, whatever they are, lights. And it had an accident. I'd like to say it had an accident. It stood there, sat there, used to be over about right there. And it got backed into. Cool little project. I'll get a picture of it at night, but just show you sort of some of the improvements around the homestead. Okay, I promised to get some video of the light pole after we installed it, and at nighttime when some of the Christmas lights were hooked up. So if you remember our setup, there's the moon. If you remember our setup, this has a switch inside the house that we can turn on, that will leave the power on out to the pole. So I've got a dusk-to-dawn sort of sensor out here for the lights that go up on the house and the lights that project up on the wall for the Christmas lights. And I specifically installed it this way, so you'll notice it's, we got the lights on, it's dark out here. We installed this external switch, which we can switch on, and holy smokes, what's going to happen is that these Christmas lights are going to go out in a second, because this light up here is so bright that it shuts off the dusk to dawn light. So you can see how bright this 100-watt LED light is. So we don't leave it on all the time. It's there if we need it, and after the Christmas lights and time is done, we'll probably just leave that switch on so that we can control it from inside the house, from the switch that's inside the house. But we added it so that we could have our Christmas lights out here and have them powered from inside. And although we don't have to turn anything on or off, we actually leave the Nutcracker run. We got him tied to the pole. He runs all day and all night. And then, like I said, our dusk-to-dawn sensor, light sensor there, turns on the rest of the Christmas lights. So yeah, major improvement. Ton of light that it'll give us if we want it, when we want it, and it's a pretty cool setup and works pretty well.